This last week, of course, has been another great and big week for the Jewish people, with the presentation of the deal of the century and the world superpower acknowledging so many important things about the Jewish people's right to this land. Now we know that it will probably be met with a lot of Palestinian rejectionism, as all peace offers have been met with, and nobody can yet work out what the best way forward is to bring the much coveted peace in the Middle East. However, I think there are two core principles that were acknowledged in this deal of the century, which are so important for this region and for the essence of what Jewish history and destiny is about. Two things are written in this deal. Number one, that any agreement has to first and foremost acknowledge the Jewish right to this land, that there is a Jewish historic claim of a sovereign presence in this land. Because if you deny that, what you're essentially doing is you're discriminating against the Jews and saying the Jews have no place to be a collective on this earth, because certainly no other country they have a claim to. And the one place that they have arguably the greatest claim to a land more than any other people on Hashem's earth, if even here we cannot acknowledge a Jewish state in any part of the land, we're essentially saying that we're discriminating against the Jews once again, and they have no place. And secondly, terrorism. Nothing can justify the wholesale killing of men, women, Jewish men, women, and children, any men, women, and children, but in Israel by Hamas and by other terror organizations. And no peace deal can, on any level, accept this freedom fighting of killing men, women, and children, however we do that. And these twin things, I think, are absolutely core. Jewish presence, not to discriminate against the Jewish people, and not to allow them to be killed because of some type of political explanations. This is the core of this deal, and this is the core of this week's Parasha, which explains an incredible thing, says the Sefer HaChinuch. The Sefer HaChinuch says, he notices, many mitzvot in this week's Parasha are about the Korban Pesach, but they're unusual laws. You're not allowed to eat the meat of the Korban Pesach if it's cooked or raw. You're not allowed to leave over anything to the next day. You're not allowed to break the bones of the Korban Pesach. Why is this important? Says the Sefer HaChinuch. Because when you transform from a person of servitude and eved to one of a free person of dignity, you eat in a different way. You see yourself in a different way. A poor person, a poverty-stricken person, and a slave worries about their meal for the next day. They will never finish their meal. They don't know if there'll be food the next day. They will suck the juice out of the bone until it breaks because they don't know where their next meal is coming from. And indeed, they'll eat raw food and any food. They will certainly not cook it, at least roast it and eat it in the best possible way. Says the Sefer HaChinuch, when we come into our freedom and Geula, we are now noble people. We see ourselves differently. We have freedom, we have dignity, and we look at ourselves in a different way. And Baruch Hashem, with the state of Israel the last 72 years and this transformation of collective dignity of returning to the land, we ought never to be able to accept any arrangement which in any way justifies the murder of men, women, and children, and denies the one place on earth that the Jewish people have always believed and felt that they have a collective right to. Shabbat Shalom, and Bezrat Hashem, only wonderful things should come from this.